right, good morning, guys. So, we're going to be talking about animal characteristics again. And before we get started, I'm going to use my little friend Son. She's going to kind of help us out just for the first part of this video because she looks like she's really energetic and wants to play. So, for my animal demonstration, I'm going to be using a cat, of course, because we all know I love cats. So I'm going to be drawing a picture of a cat and labeling some of their different characteristics and then talking about how the things that they have are kind of similar to some of the things that we have. For example, one of the things I'm going to be labeling is their eyes. And you see, even though their eyes are different from ours, we both have them. And then I'm also going to be labeling right up here. These guys have kidneys just like us. They have intestines and they have stomachs just like us. Thanks for being patient, Zon. All right, so I'm going to let her go play, and then we're going to label these on my drawing. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do after I finish mine is I want you to go and find an animal. It can be any animal that you want or are interested in, and label some of their characteristics. So you can label their physical characteristics, which means what did they look like on the outside? Like, for example, Son, she's brown on the outside. She has pointy ears. She has whiskers and stripes. She has fur, which means she's a mammal. So those are some of her physical characteristics. But then I also want you to think about what are some of her internal characteristics. So that means what are some of the things that they have inside of them. And that's what I'm going to be doing up here on my piece of paper. Okay, so I'm going to draw a cat really quick. It's not going to be a good cat. It's just going to be enough to, kind of let me label. So here's my cat. All right. Now I'm going to be labeling some of the internal characteristics. And I'm going to be telling you guys what they do. Okay. So the first thing is cats have brains. All right. So this is brain. This is a cat brain. Okay. I'm going to pull you guys a little closer. Hopefully you can see it better if I do that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So this is a brain. So a cat's brain, like our brain, it helps them think about what they want to do, lets them know when they're hungry, what tactic or what thing they should do to help hunt their prey, which means the animal they want to eat, things like that. All right, and we have brains too, except our brains are different from other animal brains. We have much larger brains, so we can think about different things. Okay. And then right here are cat eyes. All right, so this is another one of their characteristics. So cat eyes, we have eyes too, but their eyes are kind of different. They have special lenses over their eyes that help them see in the dark. That's why if you ever put a light on a cat in the dark, their eyes will kind of flash and they look kind of creepy. But it helps them. That's one of the adaptations they've made for their environment. Remember, we talked about that in class. They have adapted to their environment so they can hunt their prey at night. All right? Because they sleep a lot during the day and they're most active during the night. Okay, so right up here are what's called the kidneys. I don't know if you guys know what kidneys are. But kidneys are these little organs, we have them too, and they filter out salt, or they take out salt from water and food to help make sure that we are hydrated. Remember, being hydrated is really, really important. We discussed things that animals need to survive. One of those things is water. And we talked about salt water is not the same as fresh water. We can't survive when we drink salt water. We have to have fresh water. Well, cats, they can drink salt water because their kidneys filter out the salt in the salt water really, really well. And that makes them able to be hydrated from salt water. we're not the same. Even though we also have kidneys, ours are not as good as a cat's kidneys. So we don't get hydrated from salt water. Okay, next up, we have their tummy or their stomach. So this is their stomach. This is S-T, sorry, Son is playing around. S-T-O-M-A-C-H, stomach. All right, we also have stomachs, don't we? So a lot of things that cats have, we also have. The stomach takes their food and it digests it. What that means is it takes what they eat and it breaks it down so they can get all that nutrients and it gives them energy. So just like a human, when we eat, we get the nutrients and it gives us all that energy so that we can be active and we can be big and strong. All right. We need nutrients from food and we have to have food that fits our diet. So healthy food. Cats have to have certain foods too. Like Son, I've told you guys, she throws up a lot. So I have to give her special food that fits her diet. And me, you guys know that I'm allergic to a lot of foods. So I have to eat certain foods that fit my diet, okay? And then your body breaks it down, you get the nutrients, and then what's left goes through what's called the intestines. So the intestines get rid of all the rest of the food. So it's all the parts that your body doesn't need, the parts that don't have nutrients that you don't digest. They go through the intestines and then you get rid of them. And it's the same for cats. Because cats are mammals and surprisingly, their bodies are a lot like human beings. All right? So I want you guys to come up with an animal that you think is interesting. Maybe do a little research about it. What kind of internal, these are all internal because they're on the inside. So think about the internal characteristics of that animal. Draw it and then label some and see if they're similar to the internal characteristics that cats and that humans have. Because all these internal characteristics that I listed for cats, we also have, which is kind of crazy, right? Because humans and cats are way different, but we have these same things. And then after you've listed the internal characteristics, think about some of the external characteristics. Like, does your animal have fur? Does it have feathers? Does it have skin like a human? Is it cold-blooded? Scales? Tell me all that you can about that animal, okay? That's your assignment for science for this week. All right? Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.